Bam! We're back on my Jack Nicholson. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? It is the one and only, the dynamic duo, the greatest pre-modern podcast in the world.
Maybe the only.
Yeah, we're the only, so that's what makes it so top, so top. We're back. We're excited. This is episode 5. We've now fully extended our wings. We've now fully hit our prime. We're now in a place where we're known. Was having dinner the other night. People wouldn't stop taking pictures of me, and so being famous,
that's the downside.
It feels good. It feels good.
Yeah, it's tough.
But man, we are back. We're ready with this episode. Going to talk about a player that me and Matt both highly love. We highly feel is somebody that obviously we think doesn't get enough love. And this is what this is about. Players that we are attached to, players that kind of like made us really enjoy this sport, enjoy this game. This player, I think, is a key player in this era. I mean, once we say his name, everybody knows like who it is. So we're like very glad to like shed some light on him. Because yeah, man, that's what it's about. Those players that did things like on the pitch that really affected us growing up and created some core things for us to, like where we're talking about them 30, 40 years later. And so that's what this is, right? This is the ThePreMoPodcast. For those of you that don't know, my name is Champ Vanderford, aka Daddy Pop Pop. That's my auction name. Whenever I'm in an auction, I turn into Daddy Pop Pop. Champ Vanderford is like my normal calm name. And I am here with my great co-host, aka Mediocre Cards, aka Mr. Matt.
I like the primo prima donna for you. I feel like that one gets lost, but I think that's my favorite for you of your moniker.
You're actually right. That was actually one of the first ones too. Because that's really what I am, man. I'm a pre-modern prima donna, man. I can't help it. And we're here, man. We're here to spread the word on an era that we really love and we really geek out about. And I think by now you folks know that we've traveled the world. We've done episodes on players from different countries. On this one, we actually take a trek back to our first show. And we're really excited about that, man. How's everything been in your neck of the woods, man?
It's been good. I mean, I feel like I went through like a buying surge over the past maybe like couple of months, and then it kind of yeah, exactly. And then it's kind of like slowed back down a little bit where I'm just kind of like hunting for the next thing. But it's funny, like you got to ride the wave, right? Where it's like a lot of stuff that you want to pick up. And then when there's a little bit of a downtime, you kind of consolidate and plan your next move. So that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Yeah, I hear that, man. Yeah, I think we go through our phases where we're in a buying mode. And then for a couple months, we're like researching and kind of just what's called like picking our spots. We're not taking every shot that's out there.
Exactly.
I recently just deleted all my saves on my eBay because it was just, I told myself, man, I need to block out eBay right now.
Did your family have an intervention? What happened?
No. I'm going on to like your mode of just picking your spots.
Right.
I feel like if I have eBay, that's mentally telling myself that I gotta buy something every day, that I gotta, and so I deleted like millions. I felt it was millions of saves. But I feel good about it. It's been about a week that I don't look at eBay, which is kind of creepy. Like I said, I think I only got a couple of things left on my list that was on there from before. So I'm kind of focused right now on auctions, on like the bigger ones, and just picking my spots, meaning gonna be going after bigger things or items that I know I'm gonna have to stretch for instead of just randomly getting random stuff. Which is tough because I think if we were to go online and get stuff that we like or that we feel it will add to our collection, we'll buy something every day, like all night long. And so I told myself, like, no, now let's try to switch the focus. it's all about, I guess you could say, not just trying to cop everything, but just quality. Like, oh, I need to get a higher grade in this. Is this, is this like better than like mine? Is this have like better corners? Is this, better back? Is it, you know what I'm saying? Like trying to look at things like that instead of just, oh, I have 7 of those, let me get 8. Like it's kind of changing, you know what I mean? But I think that's good for me. It's good for my pockets, because obviously if I don't buy for a week, I already have a lot of, what I'm saying, like dry powder ready to go.
I think it's also like how you feel like with eBay, if you're fired up and you're checking your save searches like every day, when it gets to be a little bit of like a chore, that's when it's time to like, all right, I gotta chill and maybe let this sit for a week.
No, you're absolutely right. It's like you kind of like wake up, you're like checking your, stocks, your Bitcoin, and then you check eBay, and then and for me, it was just on some like, no, let's just be patient. Let's just now try to change up my like whole brain action. And like, I will say this, I think it does tell me now that I got to go after key things and improve where I can, rightfully so. So like I said, if it's something that has better, I'm saying, like looks better than a copy I have, then I'll go for it. But I'm just not going to grab a copy of a sticker just because it's rare. Like it has to be a good thing for me to go after it, but that's good. That's actually, I'm saying, like a good thing.
That's progress.
No, and I'm trying to leave cards and stickers for all of y'all. Like I know if Champ goes after everything, I'm not leaving, some bread and wine for everybody else. So I am trying to think about the people. The Champ cares about everyone getting their like beaks wet, and getting their stomachs filled, right? So, but man, I love this hobby. I love this world. We're 30 days away from SoCo. We both are extremely excited to like link up finally in person. To be able to see everybody. I think that, everything like has been said that has to be said. If you're not going to SoCo, you gotta go. Like this is gonna be the event. I think it's gonna be the soccer event for years to come. Shout out to Scott over there. And I'm looking forward to it. I know you are. Our wives are not. Our kids are not. But Al and Bill are. And speaking of Al and Bill, I want to give them a shout out. They've been killing it as always. And they're now doing a live for all of these auctions that now are happening every 10 weeks, right? So for all of you that love to just hear experts talk about rarity and stickers and sales and that type of stuff, obviously Alec always, right? But just to like, peep out Bill and Al's show, man, the last show was great. They were making me laugh the entire night as I'm like hunting stuff, so it was really, really cool to see. And we're here, man. We obviously have to do our little disclaimer, man. I'm getting old, man. So our disclaimer: we buy goats and we take care of our families, man. If you are in this world of ours, we obviously want you to do research before you just buy everything, man. You could get burned really bad if you just go into this world without really knowing. Pretty soon, we're going to do a Primo 101 of things that me and Matt would have done differently going in, things that we felt we did good.
Things we've learned.
Yeah, things that we've learned over this last 4 or 5 years. And we hope that's going to help all of the new folks that have like come in and especially for our era, like, you know what I mean? We're not going to sit there and talk about pre-modern stickers from 1882. We're not, that's not our forte. We respect all those worlds, but if you know us, it's all about primo. It's all about pre-modern. And that's the era that we really want to discuss and give pointers and tips and kind of be just like an open book for everybody to really learn. Because me and Matt, we collect the same, but we go about it differently. So that's what's going to be really cool to kind of see just two people in different parts of the United States and how we approached it, right? Like, any thoughts on that? I'm really hype about that, about that little Primo 101.
Yeah, that's going to be like a little bit of a shift for us where we've been focused on, going deep on players, and we're still going to do that. And we're still going to bring experts on that have awesome collections of those players, but we're going to take a step back occasionally and do a little bit more kind of market-based, theory-based, kind of still collector-focused stuff. But we're going to switch it up moving forward, which we're super excited about.
Oh yeah, I'm excited about doing just other content. I think now that we got our base in, and there's so many players that we have yet to attack. I've had people that DM me like, I can't believe y'all haven't done so and so, and I'm like,
we're saving some big boys.
We know the players that y'all want. We know, we got a lot of stuff cooking. We have some guests that are like lined up that we couldn't do certain shows without certain people. That's how much pride that we have in this, that we know that there's certain folks that will make certain shows really, really go to another, you know what I'm saying, to like another place. And so trust me, we know. I had a guy like sent me a list of like 6 names, and I'm like, dude, of course we're gonna do episodes on those. Like, it's coming. So we just need some patience, right? Patience. Because if we do the first 3 episodes of like the top 3, y'all ain't gonna like and subscribe, and then y'all are gonna go start talking trash about us. So we're trying to space it out. We're trying to give out like candy, but not all the good candy. It's still like 9 p.m. The kids are still coming up to knock on the door. We still got some Snickers. We still got some finger.
That's right.
Patience. And obviously I almost forgot the second disclaimer, which is Al's disclaimer. His disclaimer is more scientific. It's more in the legal sense proper. We don't want you to buy like R9 rookies and Dino rookies and then sue us because they drop in value or whatever. Like, don't really research, man. If you're grown, if you're over like 18, you should know that this is like gambling in a weird way. Like, you really gotta, you have to be passionate, and you really got to research, because you could buy everything that you want. But if you don't have like the funds for it, if you don't, things could go really bad. So we really want everyone to kind of research and be very smart about what they do and how they approach this, because you could get burned, like I said earlier. And it's a world that you really got to learn before you jump in these waters, because these waters, they look shallow, but they're murky and deep in some parts. So you got to be careful. Once you start rabbit holing, it's a whole nother world, right? Like we've both been through that, where we'll go down the tunnel and that's it. You won't see us for a couple of months, and then the kids ain't eating. You know what I'm saying? The wife ain't getting gifts at home. So definitely be very careful. And man, have you bought anything recently? Like, is there any new items that you've been able to snag and grab? And
I did pick up, I completed what some Primo people call the Zidane Rainbow, which is all the Panini Foots up through foot 96. So I was missing the 95 or whatever, the red one for a while.
Yeah.
And I snagged a PSA 7. I don't have it yet. It's still in the old Fanatics vault, but I was super excited to add that one. And then another recent one, hopefully we'll do a Rooney episode at one point, but this is his 10 in the what is it? Oh, this is the what is this? This is the shootout. Yes, the Magic Box shootout, which is actually like a TCG like soccer game, which I don't know. I think those types of things are hilarious. So that was a little oddball Rooney that I added recently. What about you?
Man, Rooney's a player that I think I may only have one item of. So he's a player that I want to like rabbit hole, just kind of like Scholesy, right?
Yeah.
Last few things I've gotten. Obviously I think we're both in the same boat. I could maybe venture to say I think I know who you got the France foot from.
Yes.
I should be getting a package in the next like few days that I was able to kind of get a lot of items that I've been looking for and waiting for. So very blessed. I was able to grab, man, a few things. Let me get this ready. It already went out off the bat so fast. Goes out so fast all the time. But yeah, man, I'm loving this, man. Every time I get a package, I'm just like, yay, right?
And a lot of those packages seem to come from Panini Vibes and Mr. Leo, the Santa Claus of Primo.
So man, the jeweler, man, is able to get a Falcao Scores Club Gold, man.
Look at that, man.
Really love this. You know me and my freak addiction for Colombian players and anything gold for Colombia. I try to jump on. There was a few of these out there, but obviously the prices were so ridiculous. So I was very happy I was able to get this in an auction. Nice price. I was able to get that. Very
I
happy
like that.
with
That's
that.
your modern lane, like the combo of the
Oh yeah,
with the gold. Like
love it, man.
that's like your little like side project. I love it.
Speaking of pre-modern, we just spoke his name. I was able to get this puppy.
That's a beauty.
I can't get, it's not bronze, it's not gold, but it's still. I think this set, the base of this of these like what's called like crescents, like they're beautiful. I'm telling you, I don't. Right now, I still think these are probably the best on-card auto cards, like that are really cheap. I mean, in my opinion, that they're really cheap for being on card of Legends. But I'm talking design. I'm talking eye appeal. I'm talking
Beautiful.
the space that they left, how it fades. They gave them a good space to write, to do their thing. The whole, like hollow man. I mean, I love this set. We've actually like spoke about this set in
I was
like the
gonna say,
last.
did we talk to Dan about Nobility? Like
Oh
Nobility,
yeah,
I
oh
mean,
yeah, oh yeah.
Nobility is like
Dan,
my
Dan
favorite
had
modern set.
all the like goodies for like Thierry Henry, right? But this one, like I said, it's not the bronze or the gold. I'm always gonna like look for those. But I saw this. Obviously graded a 10, but these I just want one. I wanted one so bad. I just think Scolzi right now, there's so many holes of him that I'm still trying to fill, because that's like probably the last player that I kind of
That's
like
beautiful.
really went in all because of your fault. So I should thank you for that. But really, really happy with this one, man. And it's such a beauty, man.
That's really nice. That's really nice.
Man, oh, beautiful, right? And then this other one, now I already have a copy of this, but I really like this version. This was a nicely centered copy, and this I got like probably a month ago. And it's this one, man.
Look at you getting into vintage.
Right? Hey, it's Pele. It's Pele, right?
Al would be proud of you.
Oh, this one, man, it's a full body shot. He's in that all white kit.
Great image.
Yeah, the image, man. It fills up the whole slab. Obviously this one isn't rare by any means. There's a ton of them out there, but just to get a good copy of it, it's nicely centered, man. Oh man, and it's
beautiful.
A beautiful copy. It's a 3. It looks like it's a 5, honestly, like a 5.5. So I saw this on eBay before I went crazy and deleted everything, and I jumped on it, man. I just thought that the price was good for it. Like I said, this is a player that in our thing is always gonna be at the top. Like he's always gonna be top 3, I think. No matter how many more players come out in the future, I think he's always going to be a top 3 as far as people that want to collect them. As far as skill wise, he is arguably the best of all time. You could throw out 5, 6 names, but he's always going to be on those top lists. And I think sales wise, his numbers, his sales just keep going up. So I just really love this image. It just feels like a photo for real. You know what I mean? Like,
well, even if modern guys, like even if like 3 other Messis come out, which is an insane thing to say and it's not going to happen,
right?
Pele is already he was kind of the first.
Yeah,
no one will ever take that from
him. He's the one that everyone else gets, you know what I'm saying, like put against. Like, oh, did like he win 3? Well, I know he won 3, but it's really 2. I know one of them he was injured. But like he's the one. He's that young kid that came in, made goals at a World Cup. And speaking of that, I made a jump on a big purchase. Now, I know I'm the pre-modern prima donna. I know that, but I'm also the Pele of the melee, right? This one, I've been wanting one, Matt, since I came in this game. And I always told myself, like, if I get that, I'm going to be a big dog. Like, that's what I told myself back in 2020.
What the hell are you going to show? What's happening here?
So I got lucky, I feel, because this was off of Golden. Now, I've only ever got Golden auctions, I think maybe 3 times ever. Because I'm always, I keep it simple. I don't hunt on like a lot of these things that like folks do. But I happened to see this. I saw the price it was at, and I made a jump at it. Very glad I did. And here you go.
Whoa!
Crying Pele.
Wow!
It's a beautiful. And when you look at it in person, it has like a photo gloss to it.
Yeah,
it's so beautiful. Like this one is a keeper for me. This is my best of his. I don't think I'm ever going to be able to top this one. It's a 5.5, which, of this one, that's pretty good. Like based by, you know what I'm saying, like all accounts, that's a pretty good grade. But
that centering looks amazing. That's like a piece of history. Like that
yeah,
literally looks like a
what it
historical
feels like.
artifact.
It feels like like a photo, like,
Yeah.
and when you see it in hand, it has, like I said, this gloss that this is from 1958. Man, like for it to be in such good shape, I'm thinking whoever got this had to be in Germany. And you a old dude that had a bunch of them or something, because it's such in great shape. So
Congrats,
very
man.
blessed. And this is one of my biggest purchases to date, actually, man. I felt it was worth it. I felt I had to make that jump for it, and I did. I thought it was going to go higher. That's probably why I went after it. And it ended up staying low. It was in an auction that I guess a lot of folks wasn't watching. So I'm blessed, man. This is, but that's it. This is, as far as what's called like vintage. I think I'm done for now. Because this was a big move for me. So I'm very, very glad with it, man. Very,
That's
very glad
awesome.
with it,
Congrats, man. That's a beautiful piece.
Thank you, man. No, I love it, man. I love it. I love it. So very, very blessed. And man, it's time to go to the party. We came here to party.
We did.
We came here to talk about a player that, I mean, he really transcended this game at his slot where he was at. For him to do the things he did, it's almost unheard of. For a player that plays left fullback to have these highlights, these goals, like you don't hear that a lot. And he's a player that he was a part of teams that won. And we've always talked about this. That's a very important part in collecting, is the players that win. When you see them win and lift trophies up, that connects with your heart. That connect, when you watch a World Cup and the player and the team you like wins, it makes it all the better. It makes it, you never ever stop to think about that, right? And I mean, what can I say? Roberto Carlos, man, he's someone that we both collect, we both love. He's a player that I think you love him as much as I do, because he's someone that since we both started to talk, we knew that, yeah, we probably have some of the nicer like things of his, because we've gone down his hole, right? Well, his rabbit hole, right?
And he's truly one where if you watched him, he was just one of the most unique players that's ever played the game. And we talked about this before, but he's on all-time starting 11 lists. Like he is the left back on most of the all-time starting 11, which is saying something. But it's the diversity. He wasn't just a defender, to your point. He would get up the left wing and attack. His free kicks, I've never seen a human being hit a soccer ball harder than that man. He put fear into. We were joking before. There's a quote from Del Piero that it was the only time that he was scared to be in a wall, where he's like, I don't want to be in that wall. I'm just praying. I mean, his YouTube highlights are out of control.
Scud missiles.
Just absolute missiles. Like it almost looks like AI. Like you don't usually see the ball traveling that fast. It's almost like it's like an alarming thing. So you combine that and then the speed. Like I heard this other thing where they timed him in a 100-meter dash and he broke 11 seconds on the Real Madrid training, which is like approaching Olympic level speed for a fullback. And he looked it too.
Eyes, his legs, the man had tree trunks for legs. His legs were like mine, but in shape. You said it. He wasn't like, by all accounts, he just wasn't a left back. He was just like a multi-talented, like the dude controlled that left side when his team, like needed a free kick. I mean, who better to do a free kick than that dude to come up from way back there and give your team an honest shot at making a goal, right? Like, and I'm telling you, he was part of teams, like he's won it all. He won champions. He won a World Cup. He's won titles in the leagues. Like, there's a small list of people that have done that.
Absolutely. I mean, he's part of the greatest Real Madrid teams ever. He's part of the history of the, one of the biggest clubs in the world. And then he's part of, the 2002 Brazil World Cup team, which is just one of the greatest teams of all time. And he's just the backbone. Like it's no coincidence that he's a backbone of these legendary teams. And just there's no one like him. You know, you can say like he paved the way for like a Marcelo. I love Marcelo. I think Marcelo is incredible. Or like an Alphonso Davies, but you never like, oh, he's like Roberto Carlos. There's no one like Roberto Carlos.
Yeah, he's in his own world, and I think, as we've said about all these players that we've talked about, they're somehow like underrated. I think he should get more love in our hobby, but of course he doesn't have the flawless. He doesn't have the gold, what's called prisms, like, which is very shocking to me, right? Like, because of how, you know, he wasn't that long ago. This is somebody that played in the 90s and in the 2000s. And like I said, he won. You know, at the end of the day, you can have all the flash, but if there's no substance, you get forgot. This guy has rings. He's got trophies. He's got Liga titles. He's, you know, in Brazil, he's a god. I'm sure this dude could go anywhere. Well, I think he did get robbed, I think, in Brazil, but he's someone that's so, and the craziest too is like all these players, they're respected by the GOATs.
Yes.
And that's when you know that you're a GOAT. When the GOATs, when they don't hesitate to say your name, when they ask who are the top, you know what I'm saying, like backs in the history, and his name comes up on almost every, I mean, I don't think I saw a list without him. And that's crazy to see because there are some very talented guys that have played this sport. And for him to be so like recent and still be known as that guy, like going forward, he is just like such a crack, man.
Why do you think he's not more collected? Because the easy thing to say is he's a defender, but we both know he was not just a defender. He was like one of the most exciting, dynamic players of the pre-modern era. It's not like he was like Cafu was an amazing player, but he's more of a traditional defender. Like I can understand that. Like that's maybe like a little, I'm not going to say boring, but it's like, that's the style of person that's the style of player that might not be as collectible. Roberto Carlos is in a different category, and I have
all the boxes too. Swag, aura.
He does, and he looked cool. Like, and it's so I guess I'm glad that he's not more collected because there's more for me and you, and his prices stay low. But I've always been like, why?
No, you know, I honestly think, and this is something that we've said, you know, when you play with players that have such a following, you know, he played with R9, he played with Dino. You know, these are players that no matter how good you are, these guys are like iconic on another level of fame, right? Like there's you know, like famous players, but then there's global, you know what I'm saying, like icons. And I think him always being on defense with these guys, with R9, with, you know what I'm saying, with D, come on, like it's almost as if like there wasn't enough light to shine on him.
Yeah.
And I think that's why, because I you know, because he did have amazing goals. He won, but like I said, when you see all of these videos, you see R9 holding like the trophy. You see like Dino with the crazy hair doing the freaking like dance. You don't see him doing that, and it's because, you know, it's like, you know, the cameras was on these other guys, and and you know what I'm saying, it has to be that, because kind of like what you said, he did everything. He had the aura, he had the skills, he's got the trophies, he's got the swag. I even did this for him. I did the fucking RC3 beer for him for this episode, like and he's someone that, you know, as time goes on, and we're gonna say this about every player that we're gonna do an episode on, but as time goes on, I do feel he's gonna just like keep going up the ranks. I think, you know, there's times where someone's, you know, they finish, and then it's like we got so used to them that we forget how great they truly are.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, because he's someone, as you know, once you see that, like he won I want to say three Champions Leagues, like that's pretty good. If you win a World Cup, like these are things that not everyone could do. Like he, you know what I mean? Like
I think you're right, though. I think he was seen as maybe a not complimentary piece, but almost like he was like the third best player on some of the
like
amazing
a sidekick
teams
for like the Batmans and Robins. Like,
yes, and I would say while it was going on, he wasn't R9, but everybody knew how good and how important he was to those Real Madrid teams and that Brazil team.
Yeah. No.
And I think he gets a little bit lost to the Primo history, whereas like guys like Zizou don't. And I understand that. And Zizou's my favorite player, but it is funny. Like I think there's a gap. There's like a little bit of an awareness gap, maybe of the new generation. And I would just say for my young friends in this hobby, go to YouTube. You will be blown away.
No, and that's actually a very good point. They are starting, like he's starting to fade away because I don't, with these cards and stuff that like we go after when all these sets drop, I think it should be mandatory that there should be a flawless Roberto Carlos. There should be game worn patches, on card autos, gold prisms of Roberto Carlos. That's that's how I feel.
Yeah.
Obviously people are going to be like, oh, that's modern, but in my opinion, it's like he's that good that he should have all of that, because I think as people get into this hobby, you forget about players. If you're going after these cards and you didn't see these guys, you're going to just look at the cards and think that those were it. But there's players out there that they may not have a flawless, they may not be, gold prism, like out of 10 or whatever. But that's why I say I think, it feels like he's just like not as popular, but we know. I think if you're over 40, and look as good as me and Matt do, obviously, right? You know how important he was to these teams. You know how great he was. He won early on his league. Like he came in Champions League. He won before R9 got to Real Madrid, before Beckham, before those players got there. He won with players that were less known. You know what I mean? Like obviously they had a great club, a great team.
He was like the foundation. He was part of the foundation for what became like Galactica.
Like that brick, right? Yes. Where like after him, it's like these guys came in, but he won without them. Like, think about that, bro. Like that's saying something, to where they added a player every year. I want to say it's every year. I think they did Figo. Then they did what's called like Zizou, then they did R9, and then they did Beckham, right? Like every year they added like a superstar. Yeah. And this dude won like before that, like he already had like 2 Champions Leagues before that. So we know what he means like to the sport. We know what he's gonna mean in this hobby. I think as time goes on, more of his cards and stickers, I think we're scratching like, there's stuff out there in Brazil where we've actually spoke about this, where I think there's a lot of stuff that hasn't even like come here because it's so hard to find there in good condition. I think over there it was such a culture of albums and sticking the stickers in that like you're going to show some items that I don't have, like, because I haven't seen them. And whenever they like, what I'm saying, like come up for sale, the real collectors is chomping at the bits to get them. That to me says a lot going forward. And like I said, I know it's not a flawless, it's not a prism or like a gold, whatever. But when those stickers are showing up unstuck and collectors are going after them, that player meant something, and that he does have like some type of, what I'm saying, like he's worth it, right? And But you're right. I don't think people are out there collecting him like we are. No. I think there is a handful of guys that know how great he was, and I think like I said, as time goes on, people are going to dive there and get there. But I think he's always going to be collected by collectors. He's never going to be in the mainstream and in these auctions going for $130,000 or whatever. Like, I don't think that's ever going to happen, but I think his stuff is always going to have some type of feels to it where people know. Because like I said, we're doing it on us being over here, bro. In FIFA, that guy was man.
He was.
Like for us, and then of course, Nike commercials. That was big for us here in America. When you're watching every Nike commercial, he's coming up. They're in the what's called playing soccer in the freaking what's called like airport. He was in all those commercials. He was in all these moments where they won trophies. He was there. So I think for us as Americans, we knew who he was. And so over there, it's like he was famous too, but it's like he just always had other people that were more, I guess, offensive. They were scoring more, so he didn't get that light.
Yeah.
But when we talk about, free kicks, he's arguably, you could say the top. I know there's a couple of people, but he's top. Let's just say top 3, top 5 of all time. And I think his one goal that he did against France,
that's his signature moment, which is just.
I think that is, and we're actually about to show that, right? Like that to me, I don't think we'll ever see that goal again. I think people could practice that goal, and they won't get those results in that moment, in that time. Like I think I tried that goal one time, and the ball, instead of curving like that, it kept going like out there. Like it didn't.
They've got like YouTube channels devoted to trying to recreate that, and nobody's even come close to put a bend on a ball like that goal.
His power, the way he struck the ball, his run up was like a quarter mile. Like the dude trotted to the ball like a horse.
It was like an NFL kickoff. Like he had like a 20-yard run up.
Like, right?
He's got we talked about this with Dan and Thierry Henry, and I think Thierry Henry might have like the broadest market, but he's got a cool card and sticker market too, because you start in Brazil and you got some super cool Brazilian stuff. Then he goes to Inter and you get some of the Syria, you get some of the Italian stuff at a cool time, like in that 95, 96, and you're going to show some of that. And then he gets to La Liga, and you start to get, so he had an awesome career and it spanned a long time, but also in the hobby, he hit some really cool sets and points, in those leagues. And then he's got like the World Cup.
It's a nice selection.
It is
with the Brazilian stuff, with the Spanish stuff, and that's what I think makes him so cool. That he does have a good amount of stuff.
He does.
Like I said, it may not be numbered, right, but it's stuff that is beautiful, eye appeal. There's what's called a rarity in some sets that only came out in certain countries. And for him, I think you do got to find things like, what I'm saying, like we talked about tickets, right? Like you got to find things that kind of add to his batch of things or whatever, right? So yeah, we both love him. I just think, man, he's definitely a player. Like when I think of pre-modern, he's definitely
totally
like if there's a poster of pre-modern players of 8-10 players, he's on my poster, like
yes,
guaranteed. And I think it's cool, like I said, because you still see him and he still does his little interviews. He's still hanging out. He's a little chubby now, but he's still the man. Like when he talks in the interviews, you see all these players and you see them in awe of him sometimes, like, oh my God, it's you, like, because of how good he was, man. And there won't be another one like that. They're like maybe one at his slot that scores more, but that dude was magical, man. I mean, imagine if he didn't have R9 in them up front and he could come in and score more even. You know what I mean? Like he was actually kept calm there on like the wing by having such great players with him, because he could have. I honestly feel he could have scored a lot more. And
I think he just flat out could have been an awesome left wing.
Yeah, easily, right? Like because
I think he started as a left wing and then they moved him back. But I mean, he could have totally done that.
The dude, once he had that space, he would blow by you. Like you was talking about his speed. He was gone.
Yeah,
he was gone. He would get on that wing. He would do a couple of chops. He's gone. And then you have to worry about them Scud missiles. Like, and that was a whole nother thing. And like we actually were saying this, his goals, most of them, the goalie doesn't even react. And his passing, he's connected to some of the most legendary goals in Liga, in Champions League. Like his crosses like for him to be going so fast and you know what I mean, with such speed and be able to chunk those balls to Zizou.
He
That's
sent
Zizou
that
goal.
big high arcer into Zizou for the Champions League volley, which is that's such a
One of the
I've
goals.
watched that like 1,000 times.
That's one of the goals, right? Like that was an amazing goal. And so he was technical, he had vision, he was creative, he had swag. Like I said, he still looks like whenever you see like all these clips, he looks like he was playing last week. Like his haircut, shaved head, the whatever this is called. Um, so yeah, man, like shout out to him. I use him in FIFA so much. He saved me so many times in FIFA against my what's called like older brother. Just being, like he is that guy, and I'm just happy that he was one of the players that bonded me and you just by I'm seeing that if you're collecting him, there's not that many people collecting.
We like reinforced each other when we were
Yeah,
starting, we
because
started like sharing, like I gotta get that one, or
he's
so
that guy. He's that guy.
we should show some of that. We should show some cards.
Yeah, I think we should start off with yours since you have some super heat.
I'll start with some I'll start with some oddball and then we'll work our way up. So this is the only Brazilian card that I own, but this is it's a Panini Coca-Cola from the 1997. It was in the lead up to the 98 World Cup.
He's about to beat that ball.
And he's absolutely, I don't know. I thought that, it's not that expensive, but I love the design.
That's a nice one though, man. That's
it is
a nice one.
And then this is another funny one. This is from the Euro Flash set. This is a 1994 card, which is early for him. Like his rookie's 93. Yeah. So and
probably his first issue in Brazil.
Yeah, issued in Brazil. And also, I love the cards like Maradona has, some rookie stuff where he didn't make the Argentina team. So I kind of like the story of they made a card just in case, he made the team and he didn't make that 94 team, but he was really close. So that's a super early international piece for him.
Nice, man. Nice. Yeah. No, I have I'm gonna show a couple and then you go back.
Yeah.
To the fire that I'm like jealous of. Obviously this is probably his most popular rookie. Now very hard to find nicely centered.
Yep.
And very not. I still honestly I thought by now there would be a ton of them. Yeah. Because Brazil is so vast, right? But they haven't appeared. And there's guys down there that are, like pumping stuff to us, but you don't see a ton of this sticker. And that's crazy to me because I would think there would be it's a country of like 200 million people.
We got to get Hendler on and get his take, because this is like the classic conversation about Brazilian stuff where it's such a massive country. There's soccer craze. There is a sticker culture.
Yes.
So is there just a ton of stuff that nobody knows is valuable, or was there a ton of stuff but nobody took it seriously and they put it all into albums or threw it out? And by now it is actually rare, and I kind of lean towards that. I'm biased, but I kind of lean towards that.
Me too, because it's like I said, once that first boom hit, this is one of the stickers that I felt, it would have been in the 300-400s like by now. I don't even know its pop right now, honestly, but it feels like
it's under 100.
Yeah, that's crazy to me. For a player of his, like worth and stature, that's crazy to me. But this one is it looks like I'm sure folks have seen it, but they're usually in bad shape. They're stuck. Yeah. So to find this in any decent grade and it looks decent, it's like a treasure for me. And I love the green and yellow border. It just his
also
face so innocent.
He's got hair. He looks hard. Like he's ready for war.
Yeah, and, ready for war.
It's the classic headshot.
This is the other like 94. I love this one, man. It's just
a caricature.
It's like a fun one, right? Like, but it's actually a clean one, like the way they did it. They got his curls. And this is 94 too, man.
Yeah.
So these are ones that are items that I think if you want to start with him, I think that it gives you a good base to start with. I think the stuff that Matt's about to show, I think those are definitely, in my view of it, very hard to find, because I haven't really seen a lot of them, and like I said, when they appear, they disappear very fast.
This is a fun one. This is the second year of the Abril Campeonato. So this is after the True Rookie. This is the year after, and it's a little bit of an action shot, and it's still the small Brazil kind of sticker.
Yeah.
Like Alloy says, like, it feels German, it feels Italian. Like, this feels Brazilian, like I love that. I love that. And then so this,
man. I don't even have that one, man. I need that second year, man.
I love that one. And this is the companion card to the caricature that you showed. Yeah. So this is the 94 multi-editora. And this feels like, they were trying something. They were trying to do actual cards. So this is his first card. It's got the full bleed, awesome action shot.
It's up the whole slab.
And it's hard. Like, I've upgraded twice just to get to a 6 on this. Like, I had a 4, then I went to a 5, and then I'm just struggling to try to find something. And there's just not a bunch in high grade, but I absolutely love that one. So this
is telling you, like, you would you would think there would be by now. That's what's crazy to me.
They're hard to find.
Like you would think that a ton of them are out there, and there is just not.
So this next one, there was a conversation on the Discord. Somebody was actually looking for Roberto Carlos stuff, and long lost son of Zico, I don't know his name, but he's a great Brazilian collector. He said there's actually a multi-editora before the 94 that I just showed. And I was like, I've never seen that. The only 93 I thought was the Abril Campeonato. And then one popped up on the Discord. And here's the beauty. So this is the 1993 multi-editora. It's sticker size. But look at that, like, beautiful back.
That is, to me, is just ridiculous.
Brazilian back. I've none of these have been graded by PSA. None, not one.
Man, to me, that's his piece. Like, I need that. Like,
I got, like, the Adidas on the Palmeiras, like, kit. I mean, this one, it's a little beat up, but I've never seen one before. Like, I had to jump on it.
Any condition, brother. In any condition, I'll take that.
So, like, that is going into my next PSA submission, and hopefully it's the first one graded. It's not going to get a great grade, but it's going to hopefully start the new pop report.
And they will grade it, because they'll grade it, man. Especially with Matt up there. If Matt's up there, anything like Brazilian should get graded.
I sent Matt a DM. I was like, Matt, do I need to justify this or send in any research? And he's still kind of confirming it for me. But I think, they've already.
I'm shocked that it's not graded. Like, that's crazy to me.
I had never seen one.
That's a whole nother level of rare for a player of you know what I'm saying, of this what's called like caliber, and for something that early to not be like at least 20 copies. You know what I mean? Like,
yes,
crazy to me, man. Super crazy, man.
It's nuts. I don't know why it's so much rarer, than the year after, but I just have never seen it, and I had to jump on it.
So can we see it again, man?
Yeah.
Yo,
1993.
Man. That dude looks. He even looks like he's about to go out like dancing at night, doing some salsa.
He really he's a little bit happier in this one,
right? Yeah, that's man. To me, that is his top item. I hate to say, in my like theory, I think that's his top item right there.
I think it might be for me too. And look, it's got like a little staining on the side.
A nice copy, man. It's centered like beautifully.
It is really nicely centered. Man,
that's beautiful, brother. Beautiful. Congrats on that.
It's honestly
that one like disappeared within an hour, I think, man. You was quick on the trigger. That thing came up, came down.
I saw it. I think I sent the DM.
Jumped on that. You said hell no.
I really did. It's definitely the most excited I've been for a piece, you know, in a
that's a grab right there. That's a snag right there, brother. That's this beauty right there. That's a beautiful.
Thank you.
Wow, yeah. This one, man, I love this one.
I love that set, the Super
95-96 Calcio.
Love
that. Right. The typical Panini back.
There are some ballers in that set. That set,
yeah, this set, right? Oof, has his whole name.
I love that.
This one's dope. I got this one too from Inter. Now, what's cool about this one is, I think it's an 8. Yeah, it's an 8. What was cool about this one is this is a little rarer Japanese version.
Oh, I love that.
Well, I don't read Japanese, Matt, but it looks like it just, says some like some good stuff about him. We're gonna need someone to translate. But like this one, I saw this. I was very happy because I know it's rare. It's way more rare than like the regular. You know what I'm saying? But this one's a dope one too. His 1 year there.
His Inter stuff is so cool because it
right,
just
that one solid year of being there.
Yeah, and it gets him into sets that are really, really critical for Primo.
This one is, I don't speak Russian.
That might be my favorite of yours.
This one, man. Now again, I would have you guess who I got this from, but I think at this point now, I think the folks just know. But shout out to Leo, Panini Vibes, for all your pre-modern what's called like artifacts. Man, this one I think is just beautiful. I love this set, that purple border. I think just being in Russian, I mean, those are the things that just, like, I'm in Houston, brother. Like, how am I ever going to be able to get this? You know what I mean? And for us to be able to have these items that are coming from other countries, I really appreciate this hobby. I love folks that just bring stuff like this to people like me, because someone like me, I'm not going to go to Russia right now and walk the streets trying to find cards and stickers, man. So the people that, like bring this over to like Europe, and then at all these little card shows in Europe where all these cool boxes and items get sold, man, that's why I love this hobby, because I appreciate the effort that goes into bringing these items to market. Like, I know, like, I'm not trying to be offensive to you, but I know me and you are not going to take a trip to Russia to go find this. Like, or Europe and walk for 3 weeks and 4 different shows and try to find this. Like, so the fact that I have this in my hands, it makes me so glad and so happy that I am able to like get something like this, that folks are working hard behind the scenes. Because look how beautiful this is, man. This is like, I don't read Russian either, man. Unfortunately.
I think even just the normal set is one of the coolest sets in Primo. But the Russian version is just significantly more rare. Like the R9 Russian is beautiful.
Yeah, that R9 Russian, I'm in love with, man. And then I have this item. So this item I'd probably say is my key item of his. I got this early on too. So this is an item that hopefully you'll appreciate.
My goodness.
There we go. This is the ticket from that free kick.
Oh my goodness. Look at that.
It was a 97.
And honestly, it's one of the best looking tickets I've ever seen.
When you see the sticker, Tournoi de France, it's a huge sticker. It got the 4 players in the background.
Look,
the back is beautiful too, man. The back is just,
I mean, that's better looking than most cards. Like, that's just a beautiful ticket.
Beautiful, man. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Plus, to have a piece of history like that is seriously, I'm not a ticket guy, but if I was a ticket guy, that would be up there.
No, I actually messed up. That's another ticket in like the back. This is the back of it.
Wow.
I got tickets stuffed in with other tickets. This has all the sponsors on it, and it's marked. It's got some writing on it, but man, I don't even care. I'm glad to have this moment like on this paper. You know what I mean? Like, this is a
piece of history.
It's the free kick of all free kicks, I think, as time goes on. So to have this in hand, like I said, again, someone in Houston, Texas, to have this item it's so cool to me, man. Like,
That's
oh man,
awesome.
I love it. And then I have these two, a couple of more items that I think are just cool of his.
Great set.
Yes. And these are hard because of the print lines, obviously. These are difficult. Once you get like a high grade on them, there's some nines that have print lines on them.
That's when Calcio was going full, like we're going foil, and it's
Full
beautiful.
modern.
Yes, they went full modern.
And this one is so clean. Just look at him, man. He just looks so smooth, man.
That's an awesome set.
And then I have this one. This one I'd say it's not super rare, as as folks say, but it is a nice one. This is a second year.
I have not seen that one that often.
97, 98.
I might have seen that one once before this. Like
Right?
that one seems rare.
Nice, man. I like it.
Beautiful in the Madrid kit.
This one, bam. And then I love this one. This was obviously a pre-modern classic set. I think this is like the pre-modern classic set with the whole like browser.
It's like Internet Explorer.
This one's clean, man.
That one is beautiful.
Yeah, this 2001, 2002 Estee, man. Just beautiful, man. I love this one. I think these are always every time I see these, it just kind of like takes me back. And there's so many players in that set too that are classic players. So
yes, there's a Xavi, there's I mean it's the La Liga All-Star team is all in the Internet Explorer.
And then this one, this is a little like later after he left.
Yep, that's a nice one.
After he left Real Madrid, but this set I love. I'm a big fan of this set. I think such a hard set to grade too because it has so many dents in it. It's so easy to damage, so it's very hard to find it pack fresh. But we know where
it's still before like modern took off. Like it's not like that set was like printed into the into the moon. Like those are tough to track down.
And it's like it looks fresh, like it looks crisp. It's like
very nice. That's so cool.
Nah, man, we have, like I said, he has a lot of fun items because of all the eras he spanned. And so it's something that I think, like I said, I have a feeling that he will get put into some type of Topps auto game worn, and I think that those are going to sell good. I think because since he hasn't been in every set the last few years, I think once they get him to sign and do some game worn stuff, I think those pieces are going to go high because I know there's people that collect them. It just can't be me, you, and like two dudes on like the Discord. You know what I mean? Like there's got to be people that are searching for him. Like, and obviously I know in our thing we're like kind of swayed towards the goal scorers and whatnot. But me and you, we love like just pre-modern goals. Whether you're a goalie, whether you're a center back, you're a back mid, like we don't care. We'll hunt anything that like made us feel like how it made us feel, right? And he's, like I said, I'm very glad that we're able to do this because it goes to show, like, yeah, we can do episodes of the most famous players, but that's not what pre-modern, like this podcast has been about the players that made us who we are, like in growing up and watching them and following them, like, and he's the perfect example. He's someone that doesn't get a lot of shine by hobby, by our whatever, like hobby rules or whatever, but he's definitely someone that has left the mark. Like for me, like I said, the FIFA battles I had with him, it was, he's always going to keep rising. I think, like I said, once he gets more into like some of these sets, and as time goes on, obviously, I think he's going to keep climbing. And I think more folks will learn to appreciate him how me and you have. Because when I first came in, I remember I wrote a list of like 10, 11 players, and he was on that list. It was something that I knew. I was like, okay, so like, which guys am I going to go after? And he was on that list, and he's never left. Every time I see a cool item of his, I try to grab. So yeah, anyone that has any cool stuff from Brazil, reach out to Champ, please, because I want the one Matt has.
And if he stays under the radar, awesome. I mean, it's
right, even better.
The other thing I'll say is, some of these guys that maybe don't get all the hobby love that you and me are kind of into, I think we might be able to show some stuff that folks haven't seen. And, you know, it's like the top guys, people know their catalog. And hopefully by exploring, you know, some of these other guys first, we can maybe show some sets and some stuff that's out there that maybe folks haven't seen before.
Yeah, no, and that's how it was for us, right? We had to learn from folks. And like I said, our Discord, I think, is amazing because we still, Matt, to this day, we still see stuff we hadn't seen. And that trips me out that there's so much out there that we think we're experts. And I think as time goes on, we realize we know nothing. Like
that's
we're
why Primo is so fun.
Still.
That's why soccer is so fun. That's why Primo is so fun, because we're still exploring and we're still finding new stuff. Yes. And you get people get their lanes and they go deep. And, you know, we have collectors show us stuff all the time where it's like, did you guys know there was like an insert in this that you know, they only made 50 of or whatever? And it's like, no, I didn't, but that's awesome.
Oh, real quick too. Shout out to our Man U, like our Man U chat group.
Yeah.
Dude, every conversation now is giving me info that I didn't know. Like I'm scared to even speak in there now because, dude, these guys know, and I love that. I love that people share info and like, oh, this one had this set and this, and I'm just there like reading it at work. Like, man, like we are literally like you and I, like we're you know, like folks think we're experts. We are not. Like, we're years away from that. Like, we are barely scratching the surface on knowledge. And I think that's what I love about folks, that folks see that you and I are collectors. Like, we're not flippers. We're not going to try to talk about sets that we're going to break and sell. And we're not going to, you know what I mean? Like, we talk about the stuff that is dear to our hearts. And I think when people see that, they share more info with us. And me and you are like sponges, like trying to soak it all up because we appreciate it, man. And so I just wanted to give a shout out to that chat. That chat is lit. Like every time there's like a convo in there, there's always bits of information that I didn't know like existed, or I didn't know about, or like maybe I thought I did, and then they'll kind of be like, oh no, it's really this is this. So I just love it, man. I love our space. I love that there's just so much pre-modern out there that has yet to be like blasted out there into the world. And I think as all of this, you know, stuff is told and we're learning about these sets and we're learning about this and that, it's going to make it easier for folks that are, you know what I'm saying, kind of like what's called like coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Like for us, for me, that Discord, imagine if we didn't have that Discord coming in and we didn't get advanced all of this information that all of these hardcore dudes, and obviously it's dudes that are in vintage and in pre-war, but they know so much about it that they know about pre-modern sets and stuff. And we're kind of able to cheat and learn all this stuff without having to research on Google. And that's what I love about this, man. It takes time to be a collector. And like, I mean that in the sense of like, it's never ending. So you got to put time in as much as you can, or whenever you get a break, you got to be reading up, because if you stop for a month, you'll miss out on so much information that is like put out on the Discord, on Instagram pages. And once you see, there's so many people, bro, everyone knows something that someone else doesn't know.
That's what I was going to say. It's like no one can be an expert in the whole space. I mean, we're even focused on pre-modern. You can't even be an expert in all of pre-modern. You got the Premier League guys and you got the, you know, like the Serie A guys. So we're all learning from each other. And I love that everybody's so generous with information in this space. Like we're always kind of sharing it with each other, which actually is like one of the most fun parts of it. So
no, I love it. I love Primo, man. I'm telling you, this is, and I can't wait till SoCo. I'm hoping that I'm able to find some dude that has rare Brazilian. Like I want to leave out there. Like I don't want to leave out there with like a flawless 12K card. I want to leave out there with some Brazilian, some Italian, like 87, like, you know what I'm saying? Stuff that's in like a top loader. Like I want to come back with like 20 stickers I'm needing. Like that's what I think now I'm starting to get more excited about that, as opposed to at first it was like, man, I get to meet Alan, take a photo with Alan Bill. Now it's like, I hope somebody takes some rare stuff because I want to get as much of it I can. Like, I'm dying for that, man.
It's gonna be fun.
I can't wait, man. Dude, man, I'm really glad that we did this episode on this player. I think this is what Primo is about. Players like Scholesy, like this guy, man. Like, this is what it's about. Those players that don't have that shine that others do, but they meant so much to Primo. You know what I mean? And as time goes on, they'll just keep rising, man. I know they will, man. I know they will. Man, it's time to move up to Collectors of the Week, one of our favorite things. Now this week, trust me, there's a list of guys that we want to get to, but there's so many of y'all. You know, we're only doing 2 a week. So, like, if we were to sit there and do 10 a week, we would still have many names to go. So bear with, because we really want y'all to follow these people. Like, these are people that are really doing it. They give you good information. They have amazing stashes, and they're generally good people. I don't think we put anybody that I dislike. I don't think we put anyone that, like, you dislike. So that said, our first one today is someone that, I mean, I think he's top tier. I think he's definitely top tier. His name is James, aka Mad City Collector. I think he is at that upper that tip of like the what's called triangle. If you were to break down our thing, that dude is ridiculous, and I mean that obviously in like the good sense, right? Man, he is trying to get a full red set of Topps Chrome. That's pretty difficult. That's not easy. And he's been on it for a while. I think he was one of the ones that I learned through his page about like that type of, you know what I'm saying? Like those types of items, because he's been on it for a while. He knows his stuff. He's got knowledge. His first post is Scholesy. I remember seeing, like, the first post he did was Scholesy. So that ought to tell you, when he says Mad City Collector, he really is a collector. And we want to give him his props, man. He seems really like a good guy. I hope to see him at what's called like SoCo, as definitely someone that I want to talk to. I want to see how he approaches it, because at that level, that's pretty intense, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's a pretty intense level to be at. I think the focus and like the what's called like dry powder that one gotta have, you gotta be full-fledged ready for war, like freaking like Sun Tzu, like Art of War at all times.
Yeah, and he's known for the Topps Chrome, the 2017 chase that he's on, which is awesome, and it's so fun to follow. He's a great pre-modern collector too. You know, he sort of started in that market. He's got some really amazing stuff, and he's been teasing us. He's been teasing us that we've been kind of pulling him back into the primo waters a little bit, which I'm very happy about. But the other thing I'll say about James is he's really been a soccer ambassador, where he's actually gone on, you know, mainstream card collecting podcasts and touted soccer and the key sets and the key players. And I really think he's drawn attention to our space in a way that very few others have. So we need people, he knows his stuff. We need people like that out there. So like, kudos to James for kind of spreading the word that soccer is here and it's a real thing.
Yeah, man. Shout out to James, man. It's funny. Me and him are going after one of those reds. So some tells me the champ's going to get whooped and spanked and put to bed. But the second one that drops, I will get that one. All right. And next up, man, so I want to tell you a little story about this one, because it's funny that you kind of like,
I brought him up and you were already going to do it.
I'm like, I have a story. So this is the story. One day, Champ is just hanging out, right? I don't know if I think I was in like a parking lot. Like my kids went into like Five Below or something. I don't know. So whenever I'm stressed out, I just like pull up the Five Below and let them go in. I give them like what's called like debit card and be like, you each got 25, and then they go in there and like go crazy, right? And so I'm in there one day, and for those of you who don't know, Soccer Card Corner, his name is Seth. He's doing a live, and he's showing off a brand new PSA, like, you know what I'm saying, like cards that he just got back. And I'm watching it just randomly, like at this point, I don't think I'd ever really spoken to him, I'd ever talked to him or nothing like that, you know. And I'm just watching it live. There was maybe 4 or 5 people watching it, and lo and behold, up comes a 2017 gold Radamel Falcao jersey numbered PSA 10. So you know me in Colombia, you know about jersey numbers. I love jersey numbers. That's like a big thing for me. And I'm watching this live, like, holy, are you kidding me? Like, you know what I mean? Like, to me, that's just right time, right place. To me, it's like destiny. Like, I couldn't even fathom that card was there. Like, it almost seemed fake to me. And so I was even scared to reach out because I had never spoken to him. I didn't know him like that. So I was like, man, okay. And I think like there was a dude that put on there if anything was for sale, and he was like, well, you know, like not yet. I'm still trying to see da. So a couple of weeks passed, or a couple of days maybe, or a couple of hours. I don't even remember, but I reached out and I was like, hey man, you know, I saw that you had this one card, and you know, I actually have one that's also a what's called like PSA 10. Is there any way that we could do a trade and I'll throw money up? Like I'll throw in like whatever you tell me. Like, it's just like I am like a collector of that guy. Like, and that's jersey number gold 2017. Like, that's like a grail for that player. You know what I mean? Like, and that's a player that I hold dear to my heart. And you know me, like my modern is basically Colombia. Like, that's where I go crazy on. And so Seth just like writes back like, sure, man, just, you know what I'm saying? Like, what he asked for like pics. So I sent him like the scans of like the one that I had. And he's like, yeah, man, let's just exchange. That's, you know, like fine with me. And I'm like, no, like this is jersey number. This has like an extra oomph to it. Like,
gotta
I'm
toss
going
in
to,
some stuff.
you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like, throw you money, throw you whatever. And he's like, nah, man, it's cool. Just, you know what I'm saying? Like, send me that one and we'll like do the what's called like switcheroo. And I'm there like, now I'm getting mad because I'm like, nah, man, like champ can't do that just that easy. Like, I'm like, nah, bro, there's got to be something that I could do. Like, I just feel like this is jersey number. This is a premium. You know, Seth sells. Like, he's always grading. He's like hardcore into that. So in my mind, I'm like, no, he knew that was a jersey number. Like, there's got to be a premium to it. And he's like, no, man, I know that this is going to like a good home. And I'm just like, dude, like my jaw was just like, nah, man, right? So I was able to kind of work something out with him. I kind of like sent him something that he was actually trying to find too.
Nice.
Worked out beautifully for both of us. I mean, and he's someone that I still want to meet because that's one of my best pieces of that player. In fact, that may be my best piece of that player.
That's
This
an awesome
jersey
story.
numbered 2017 gold, Radamel Falcao, man. Like, that's one that I thought I would never get. You know what I mean? Like that was something that in my mind I would have on a list, like, okay, stretch for this one if you ever see it, type of deal. And so people like Seth, dude, that makes me want to be as nice as I am to so many, because it's like things like that, you know, that's not normal. That's not normal hobby stuff. That doesn't occur on a daily basis. And for someone that he didn't even know me, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had never really spoken to him. For him to be willing to just part with it and just do an exchange, bro, like that meant so much because I know how much that card means to me. Like, I love that card, right? And so I'm glad that you said his name, because that was my like little story. I think I said this story on like a live where I was drunk once, but I'm just very grateful for him, because that's a piece that, to me, it means a lot. And for him to be so cool about it, he didn't try to be sneaky, like, oh, so jersey number, okay, give me 500 on top of it, or, you know what I mean? Like, he could have easily done that, and I would have easily paid it, to be honest. but he was trying to find a way to make it smooth, and like he wasn't trying to pull no scam on me. He was being authentic with it, and I'm glad that he saw that I wasn't trying to get it off of him and sell it or anything like that. You know, it was like, dude, I need that. Like I'm scratching my neck like I'm a crackhead. I need that. So shout out to Seth. My man is Liverpool fan. He is most
big Salah collector.
Top of the top, I think, for Salah.
I think he is.
He's killing it with Salah, and dude, that dude is a baller too.
No, what's funny about that? Like that Seth story is like incredible, and obviously, like that's a special thing for Seth to do. But I will say also, for whatever reason, it feels like that type of generosity is not that uncommon in like vintage and primo soccer. For whatever reason, I don't know why, but like it just seems like the community
get it. I think folks get it that, like, because I'm sure if I come across what's called like jersey prism of Mo Salah, like I'm not gonna sit there and be like, oh, I'm gonna scam Seth on a couple.
It's like, you know, Seth wants it more. It belongs in his collection.
I get that he's gonna freak out and feed like me, and dude, that's like I said, that's a piece that I hold dear to my heart, and that story to me, it's like if I don't see that live, that random day, I don't see that card, and I never have a shot at it. And the fact I was just in the parking lot, like listening to what's called like Bad Bunny or Frank Ocean, one of those, just jamming out in the car, and I'm watching it, and I see that, I'll never forget. I'm just like, are you kidding me? Like, this is out there? Like, oh my God. Like, and immediately, like I said, he was so receptive, so cool. I'm glad I was able to kind of like get something to him that he needed at the time. So it worked out beautifully. But I love that he had pullback. He was like, nah, man, it's good. And I'm like getting angry, man. I'm like, nah, bro, I'm not. There's gotta be no. Like, I gotta give you something for that. So
he seems like a great dude. The other thing I'll say about Seth is his channel, he started creating content when not a lot of people were.
Yeah,
like he's doing the messy grail chase where he's trying to build up a bankroll to go after. And that's like really cool, unique content. And seriously, like he was one of the first 5 or 6 that I was even paying attention to when there was nothing out there.
No,
so like
real content.
Thank you, Seth, for real content. Yes.
Yeah, nah, man. So everybody follow Seth. I'm sure he's gonna be shocked that I told the story like sober, but I told it drunk. I almost had tears in my eyes telling that story when I did it like halfway drunk. But Seth, man, seriously, again, thank you, brother. Like, whoo, boy, I love that one. It's in one of these boxes, but it's there. It's with all my, you know, saying my like stash. So, big props to those two guys. Like we said, James is lit, man. James is knowledgeable, and he's got to come back to the dark side. James, come back. It's better to play with us in our little sandbox. Don't go too ultra modern. Just come back. Come back. And now for what we always finish off, as our videos do with the money shot. Man, final thoughts. Dude, episode 5. We're globally known. This started 6 months ago. And I'm so happy that we're able to share this space and share our love like for this. We started out barely knowing each other, like just talking about, like, we knew what we both were, like, you know what I'm saying, like going for. And for us to be able to build this up and have people that are anxiously awaiting on episodes, people that are getting mad that we don't do enough episodes, like, that means that we was right and this is real. There's nothing fake about Primo Podcast. Like, we really do this from the heart. We both got lives, we both got jobs, and we both really find like the time to make this work, man. And I'm just grateful. And I know I told you this multiple times, but thank you, man, for just doing this with me. Thank you for like building this brand. It's a brand that's made by collectors for collectors. And we're working on a few things to kind of expand our horizons. Like, it's not just going to be player spotlights. Our content is going to increase and it's gonna get better. This is how we felt was the coolest way to start, by showing off stuff that we hunt, that we maybe know is not so common, and stuff that's rare. And just with Dan, that episode alone, I still think that episode is going to go down in history of our thing, of how good it was and the items that he had, and to be able to share space with real collectors. I think this is only going to go up. You know what I mean? And so I can't wait for SoCo. It's so far yet so close, right? Like that's like 4 or 5 weeks away, man. So I can't wait. I'm nervous. I'm hyped, but I'm glad that we're both like in this boat, and we're both about to land on the beaches of Normandy, bro. Like,
yeah, it's so fun. We're gonna switch it up moving forward. We're gonna, more guests, slightly different content, but also, keep hitting the players that we know everybody wants to learn more about. So yeah, it's been so fun, and we're gonna keep it rolling.
That's the plan. That's the plan. So yes, there is an R9 episode coming. Yes, there is a Zidane.
We know Zidane exists.
Calm down. Like,
we know he was the player.
Hold your horses. He's coming. It's coming. Trust me. Yeah, because people will assassinate us if we don't do those episodes now. We'll get stabbed at SoCo. Two guys been stabbed in the lobby of the thing by some French collectors. But yeah, man. Tonight there's an auction. It's in about 15 minutes. So I'm about to go and lube up and get ready.
Let's check out Bill and Al.
And Bill and Al time, right? Bill and Al time. For those of you who don't know, they like do a live during the auction, which is really funny because Al kind of like missed out on some items during the live last time. I thought that was hilarious. And yeah, man, this is what it's about: getting the items that we want, researching about it. So thank y'all for joining. Hope y'all enjoyed this episode. Hope y'all could get your Roberto Carlos, like what's called like stashes up once you see the items we had, because I think me and Matt have some cool Carlos stuff. So very, very glad to share the space with you, man. As always, man.
You too, man. And thanks everybody for subscribing. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe.
Yeah, man. And shout out to Spain, man. We're getting a lot of viewers from Spain.
We love Spain.
Yeah, shout out to Spain, man. I can't wait to go out there, man. It's gonna be lit, man. And as always, I'm gonna start doing this too, bro. Shout out to Leo, man. Shout out to Leo, man. Shout out to everyone that cares about this space. For real, man. We highly appreciate it, man. Y'all stay safe, be blessed, get healthy, and we'll see y'all at SoCo, man. That's the plan. And we might see you before then. So we'll see y'all soon, man.
All right, bye guys.
Yeah.